Also coming in, Evans, Harding, Schofield and Spinks going out of the side, ball omitted, and Peter Simic, who has done his hamstring again. Now, Heady was one player who looked like he'd also injured a hamstring last week, but he has been picked in the side, so there might be a bit of a last-minute change there for the West Coast Eagles, who defeated Sydney by 26 points, but weren't that convincing, Sam.
No, they weren't. Very good performance by the Swans and the West Coast now. It'll be a terrific game against Melbourne, and you'd think the West Coast would get up, Ned.
I think it's a problem without the forward line functioning as well as it had in previous years. Really the game is going to be the two defences, and so I think it's going to be interesting to see how their forward line shapes up.
Carl, one final one. Carl, is Brett Heady okay?
We're not really sure. Obviously, he has until Friday night, but he did run around, and I think that's a positive to tear his hamstring and actually run around on Wednesday night.
Did you buy that tie?
Fairly well. Sorry?
Did you buy that tie, Carl? Craig Kelly here, mate. It's a shocker.
It says you.
I couldn't really hear what you said, Ned.
I was just wondering if you bought that tie, or was it given to you by your girlfriend or something?
Oh, no, she left me now, mate. So, I'm going to find a new one.
Now, just finally, we just should ask Chris, who have you picked out this week? Chris, who are you going to hone in on the weekend, mate?
I'm not quite sure. Are you going to be commentating or something, mate?
Just as well as not Dwayne Lamb, who's been picked out anyway. All right, let's leave the boys there over in Perth. Good on you, Carl. Good luck for the big match coming up. And Chris, let's hope the Melbourne fans don't give you too much of a break on the weekend. Carl Langdon and Chris Lewis will be back with more after this.
Can you remember when you first started to use them?
Before I went to England.
And where exactly was that?
At the gym I used to train at.
And what about other members of the team? Do they use them?
Yeah, I'd say most of them. At that level, you have to.
Who introduced you to them?
My coach, actually.
Would you compete without them?
No.
Do you think it's fair?
In this day and age, to get ahead, yeah, I think it's fair.
What would you say to young people about using them?
I'd say sure. Go for it.
Adidas. Nobody said you can't use performance-enhancing shoes. Even in Europe, the home of the small car, the Honda Civic sedan with VTEC is something of a giant. We're big on it in Australia too. The Honda Civic sedan, now with the genius of VTEC.
There's every chance a lot of Victorians won't make it to their local TAB today. But they don't need to. They've each got a TAB telephone account to call on. So wherever they are in Victoria, all they have to do is pick up the phone. We've got over 500 operators waiting for their calls, so every bet can get on. TAB phone betting. Soon to be part of what will be known as Tabcorp. Share the excitement.
Good food, good health with Simon O'Donnell.
You know, all the skill in the world is wasted if your body lets you down. Even these weekend sportsmen need a balanced diet to perform well. That means plenty of breads and cereals for energy, lean meat for strength, fruit and vegetables for vitamins, and calcium-rich dairy food for your bones. How's that?
Brought to you by the Australian Dairy Corporation.
You're getting very, very sleepy. So it's just as well that Target's taking 20% off quilts, covers, sheets, pillows, towels and curtains. That's 20% off the mark price of all Manchester. But hurry, because the offer closes Saturday.
The Aussie model taken hostage by Cambodian guerrillas.
At least if someone knew where they were.
The family's desperate struggle to find her.
You know, that morning I thought, well, we get something going.
Also, Johnny Young's fallen right.
Business is not really my forte.
Sunday, 60 Minutes.
Well, Eddie, there's no guessing why I'm here. Sam Tonight, after last week, you called me a complete idiot and fool. I'm here to pick up my $20 on the Brisbane North Melbourne clash.
Is that right?
Have you got $20 for me, Sam?
Did I bet you? Was that my...
Well, I believe you did. I think a lot of people who saw last week's
Boys,
show...
I think Sam is welching on the bet here.
There you are.
That's your cue there, fellas, to come in and rough him up. No,
well, I've given it to him. Look, what are you...
Thank you very much,
Visually
Sam.
impaired. Look at that. I'm sorry about that. What am I saying? What?
Thank you very much, Sam.
Well, that's $20.
And Trevor Marmalade too. I had 20 with Trevor as well.
I didn't have anything smaller.
Come on, mate. I gave you the job as Mr. Used. Come on.
Mr. New?
Mr. New. OK, mate, no worries.
What made you think that the Bears could topple North, Doug?
Well,
you delved into the middle of the crane? What did you come up with?
It's a pity. I was going to go...
I'm an expert now.
I was going to go double or nothing for the rest of the year. You would have owed me $80,000.
Thank you very much,
An
Trevor.
expert. You know what an expert
Dougie, sit
is,
down, mate.
don't
We'll
you?
have a look at the teams as they come up. And, Doug, I hope you know that down at in Tasmania at Centre Bet down there, they've just opened up the last 2 weeks, and there was a run on the Centre Bet to back Brisbane after your...
From my advice?
Yeah, from your advice last week. It went in from, I think it was 9-2 to 6-4 when they jumped. And I think
I've become a football expert, Eddie.
Did they have some heads in the betting shop down there? It's 1,000 heads. I mean, 500 turned up.
Let's go to the Geelong side, who were beaten last week by 11 points by Essendon. And the Cats have made wholesale changes. Have a look at this, Sam.
Oh.
Out they go. Colbert, Tanner, Brewer, Brownless, Hanley and Riccardi coming in for Geelong. Graham, Bairstow, their captain, finally back in the side. No Stoneham yet. Steele, Couch, Fletcher and O'Brien, the two new players there. Daniel Fletcher, who was picked in the 22 a couple of weeks ago. The son of Gary Fletcher there, the Geelong football manager. And Christian O'Brien, who's been recruited from Norwood in South Australia, a 20-year-old who was 21st picked in the 93 June draft.
Oh, how fascinating. Now, I tell you what, I reckon Hanley was a bit stiff to be dropped, and Billy Brownless, had he kicked those goals, of course, but he didn't.
And that's why he's not there.
The shortest comeback ever in the history of the game. But Hanley's a bit stiff,
Sam,
I must say that.
Well, Malcolm Blight did say after the game that he learnt more after that game than he had in the 3 wins that they had prior to playing us on the weekend. So maybe those guys that have gone out this weekend might not find themselves back in the side for a while.
Maybe. That
could we read that into that?
Yes, you could. What did you think he would have learnt out of that? That he thought before the game that Geelong couldn't beat Essendon. Now he's absolutely positive they never will?
Well, no, I didn't think that.
What did you think?
Well, I think that they controlled the game while Johnny Barnes controlled the centre bounce, and as soon as Ryan O'Connor went in there in the third quarter and sort of changed the course of the game, so perhaps he's going to work on his centre bounce players.
All right, well, let's have a look at the Brisbane Bears side.
That'd be the least of his
it was
worries.
the biggest upset last week, except for Doug Hawkins, who's collected his money. They defeated North Melbourne, who were flying high after their win over Collingwood the previous week by 27 points. 2 changes to the Brisbane Bears lineup. Coming in, Fletcher and Lambert, 2 of their bigger names. Going out, McIver, who suffered concussion, and Craig Starcevich, who has done a hamstring. But Sam, that was a great effort with Merritt kicking 5 and Pios 3. And they are now only 2 games outside the 8 with a 3-6 record in 12th place.
You must be 103 outside the 8. I doubt if this game will take place, because I believe on very, very good authority that Brisbane have forfeited their away games and will not be down for this game. So I'd check with the club first at Geelong just to make sure there is a game on, because they're going to put all their resources into playing at home and not bother coming down in the cages to play.
Sam, there's certainly no need to get carried away. I mean, we're going from a warm afternoon up at the Gabba to a cold, wet day down at Cardinia Park. That's not going to do much
and
for
as
the
you know,
Bears.
Bears like to hibernate, and they have been doing that religiously down here for 7 years. Can we get them up to win or something down here? Now, Doug, where are you? Would you like to put all that money and some more on the Brisbane upsetting Geelong?
They can't beat Geelong.
Can't beat anyone down
I tipped them last week. They can't win this
Trevor, you want in on the bet?
No, by the way, Dougie, I backed Brisbane myself. I got 9-2.
Have I got even money?
Anyhow, it was a terrific perforance by Brisbane, notwithstanding the heat or anything like that.
That's enough about Brisbane, because the show doesn't go there anyway, so why are we talking about that? Let's move on. Hawthorn versus Footscray, and the Hawks were beaten at Victoria Park by 36 points. Never in it at Victoria Park. Collingwood on top from the word go. Jason Dunstall, as we've already mentioned on the show, has a bit of a very bad knee injury, but we'll talk to him a bit that. He has been picked at full forward, going out, or coming in rather. Langford, who had a hamstring injury last week, was out of the selected side. Bunn, Crow and Madigan, only one player out at the moment. Cooper, who was suspended. We'll talk also about that suspension. Samuel, or Jason, let's ask you straight away, your knee, how are you?
Yeah, not bad actually, Ed. I received a call from a friend in Perth during the week, and they did a story over there saying I had a career-threatening knee injury.
Yeah, I wrote it.
It's great to find things like that.
Sorry about that.
Are you taking
whatever drugs I can
performance-enhancing drugs to get through the game, are you?
He does all the time. I was playing on him on the weekend, and every 5 minutes the runner would come out with this little tablet and he'd be taking
serious allegation.
Let me just say something.
No,
Ned has found a yard too.
Has he?
He has found it. No, you look good on the way.
Thanks, mate. I was wondering who had
that's what's worrying me. I think you're right there.
Who had the biggest legs? I saw the replay and I thought yours was slightly bigger than mine.
So, Jason,
Girls,
one leg, a bad knee, and he only kicked 6 in a losing side against
6.
and
had 10 shots.
He's got the biggest cup size. What are you talking about, legs and the size of the legs? Jason, we want to know, if you drop out of that side, they are just about
decimated.
Bollocksed.
Why would I drop out of the side?
Well, because your knee's giving you duress.
Form.
He won't play.
Mate, are you named at fullback, Hawk?
Yeah? You'll play.
Jason, one final question on Hawthorn. What was the club's reaction to Cooper's suspension for tripping with a hand for 1 week last night?
Oh, mate, obviously I'm not going to say anything about that.
Why?
I did this to Wayne Carey. If you think that's the most ridiculous suspension and report ever witnessed in the history of the game, say nothing.
Let's go.
Let me just say one thing. I will go on.
What?
How did you get away with tripping me in the first quarter?
Because of the things you were doing to me, when the umpire wasn't watching, you deserve to be tripped and everything else you get.
Different set of rules for Collingwood, Ed.
Okay, let's move on to
Footscray.
We are running out of time here, so we'll get on to the Footscray lineup. And some big changes for the Footscray team, who are 1 game out of the 8 at the moment. Lost by 12 points to Carlton. Coming in, Nicholson, Smith, Kellett, Croft, Atkins is back in the side, and Scotty Wine, which is great to see. Going out, omitted Reynolds, Thorpe and Osborne. Dougie, first of all, the captain is back in the side. You've got no chance of tossing the coin.
No, it's good to see him back too, Eddie, Scotty Wine. And, mate, matter of fact, we haven't played at Waverley since 1992 in the semi-final against St Kilda. So, it's been a while.
Paul, what about that story about Simon Atkins almost hitting?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised to read that, Jason, but he's had a very tough last 5 or 6 weeks in the twos, but I think with him back in the side, we're going to have a bit of fire.
Timmy played a couple, he didn't quit.
Yeah, oh, well, some blokes, feel different about the...
Well, thanks for your time. That's enough, mate.